She left, so you had to clean and reinstall. The reinstall's a really weird one, isn't it?
Plastering of the walls.
Because she left, you had to replaster the walls? I would look into his purchases of bleach around this time.
Construction, renovation. I wanted to set the home in the way I like it. It's like
Without blood smears.
sterilize this home now. I can walk finally. I can access everything. The fridge is super clean.
So he killed her in the kitchen. Got it. Yeah. The whole June 20th stream is fucking weird. Where he only talks about it, I think, for like 5 or 6 minutes. But yeah, I replastered the walls. Where I drove her head through it as she was telling me she wanted to leave. I left her alive. Yeah, it's fucking weird, man. It is really weird. He tries picking up women at the end of a video about his missing wife, where he tells us, "You'll never find her." Not because I killed her, because she's 007. She knows where the facial recognition cameras are, and she'll hide her face. Okay. This druggie you picked up off the street. Those are the people most known for their spy-like qualities as addicts. Fucking JF. Oh, God. Do you guys get why I've called him a retard every time I've mentioned his name on this show? Going back years. Especially if he is innocent, that video did him no good. That did him just no favors at all. It is such a bad look, and I really do hope she's found alive. I hope and this is a horrible thing to say, but I hope she's found living on the street, because at least then she's still alive. But just watching this, she's buried in Peru somewhere. She's wrapped up in a Peruvian flag. No, she banged some Peruvian guy, and yeah, he seemed really mad about Peru there for a little bit. What a weird video. Look, JF is weird. He always has been. So his I don't care about her thing, it could just be part of who he is. I would not be shocked by that at all. But just give a hint. I have no doubt that she's alive. How about I sincerely hope she's still okay. When he's talking about she could be, this is the lifestyle she chose. She could be in danger. Nobody would know if you were raped and in a ditch. I hope that didn't happen to you. Just, you could be raped and in a ditch. I'm just saying. It's such a weird look. Such a weird look. JF, I hope you didn't kill this woman. I really do. But if it turns out you did, I would not be shocked at all. You have always seemed off. You are a weird motherfucker, and I hope she's alive, but I wouldn't bet on it at this point. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the after party is coming to a close. I've logged like 5 hours streaming tonight, and it's about time to end this one so I can go to sleep. I won't have to worry about the feds knocking on my door. My wife is alive and well upstairs, so I should sleep as well as I can. You guys take care of yourselves. I love you, and I will see y'all next time. This is the after party. I don't have to sing. Bye, everybody.
Hello, any friends joining from Ranty Monkey Show. As you can see, I'm going to start in about 8 minutes, but hey, enjoy the music, enjoy the scenery if you're coming from over there. Hello, everybody in my chat who's the loyal, the followers, the lovers of culture and news. We're getting started soon. Enjoy this moment of bliss. What up, Monk? Unacceptable views, is it though? Is it really a raid? We'll see. Should I just dump this intro crap? Do I need this? Do I need to do this? I don't even know. I can't tell. Oh wait, is this not working? Maybe I should just start. You know, do I need to wait? Wait, what fence? I'm not sure what fence you're talking about. No, I don't need it this morning. Okay. Fuck it. Fuck it. If you look, I'm just gonna start. Look at this. There it is. I still have the music going, but I'm gonna talk right now. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. It's FTG Thursday on the Morning Night Live, and I thought today that I would just look at a bunch of different videos. It was funny because I was getting the JFK video JF, that idiot that that Bucky was just talking about. I have him in the docket too, but I'm not going to analyze it. I'm just crazy. You already lost the monetization. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Yeah, I know that the grape phrase back there probably made it so this ain't gonna happen. That's okay. I don't care. Monetization gets me about 7 cents a month, so it doesn't really matter. You're like an hour late. I know I'm an hour late. This is my last week where I'm not working. So starting next week, I have to be on a schedule again. But now I'm not on a schedule. I'm not back to work. Yeah, JFG, that idiot. So, I'm a little more flexible. I'm a little more on, natural wake and sleep time, although plus I just took a lot of time setting things up this morning. All right, so let's just get this show on the road. This is not helping me. So Johnny, would you turn that shit off? Yes, and do me a favor. Play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only P-Dog Knight.
Yes! Stop the music. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as P-Dog Knight on the internet. Welcome back to the P-Dog Knight channel on this Thursday, the 5th of October, 2023, which also happens to be my late father's birthday. So I am remembering my father today, the one I grew up with, when I was adopted. I lived with my family in Omaha, and he was a good guy. I appreciated the fact that opportunities that I may have never had in life happen because of my family that I grew up with. Who knows? I could have been in a foster home for the rest of my life. I could have been all over the place, but I ended up with a really stable, solid family in Omaha. I mean, it wasn't perfect. No, nobody's life's perfect, but man, I'm certainly in a better place now because of that family. So, You know, it's been almost 10 years. It's been a little longer than that, but I still remember him every October 5th for sure. And many other times when things happen in my life, I remember things that my dad either told me, taught me, or showed me. And I will never stop appreciating and loving my father. So, moving on, though, I also, it happens to be FTG Thursday, and certainly that's not going to happen with him. It's going to happen with lots of other things going on in the news. I know the main topic says something about Biden and the brilliant moves, because, you know, he keeps, it's funny, the longer he's president, the more he reverts back to things that, you know, that Donald John Trump did. And there's a new one as of yesterday. I guess it's breaking news, sort of. But on this FTG Thursday, I decided we're going to just spend a lot more time watching videos because, you know, everyone likes a good video. Everyone likes to see things and hear things and feel things and touch things and smell things and touch me in the morning. Anyway, no, don't be sorry. My dad passed away 14 years ago. But I just remember him each day, every time on this day, because it's particularly on this day. You know, I have a whole bunch of birthdays and celebrations over the next 2 months. In fact, yesterday was my son's birthday, which we had a nice celebration last night. Went out to dinner. My daughter-in-law bought the whole table dinner, which is fantastic. That's, you know, you know that you're growing up. Or you're getting older when your children pick up the tab. And it's happened a couple times since my son's been home. And I'm like, you know what? I'm proud of my kids. They're able to do that. They both have great, you know, my kids, my daughter, my son-in-law, my son, my daughter-in-law are all great kids. And I feel so incredibly fortunate that, I mean, I don't want to take the credit. I mean, I feel like we did a good job, but also, they took the lead on the things that we tried to teach them. And so I as much as I feel like, yeah, we could take credit, I give them credit because they have become what I would call successful people. And I don't necessarily mean just monetarily, although, you know, that's true also, but as just people, they're good people. And so I'm very proud of my kids and, you know, family. Someone asked me the other day, what would you do if you only had 24 hours to live? And I would spend it with my family. I would spend it with my kids, whoever I know that's family and close to me. I would just want to do that. That's all I'd want to do. I don't care where, I don't care what we're doing. I would just want to spend it to them. We'll spend it with them, you know? And, so I feel pretty good about that. And I'm also feeling pretty good about the fact that I get to go back to work next week. Cause you know, the dollars are, have you ever been off work for 6 weeks for something? Holy shit. And I've actually been off work for 8 weeks, but 2 of them I was vacation. I had vacation funds for that. And it's not fun, but because you get bored. I mean, yeah, I love being able to, you know, sit around and just ding around the computer and do things around here. And I've actually refinished a cabinet. I've done some other things that I could do when you're not, you know, completely mobile. And, but it still gets kind of boring. So I don't mind working in it, especially the financial aspect of not working for 6 weeks is really interesting. We thought we were prepared for it, but wow. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. Let's get into the show. Okay. And look, it's all kind of random today. But it's all stuff that's on the internet. And so that's what I do. I show you stuff that's on the internet. So let's start with that. But first, of course, before I do that, every day I say good morning to the people in the chat. And someone's missing today. What's going on here? I'm concerned. I am concerned. But first in chat over on Rumble. And right now, apparently, the only person watching on Rumble. Well, no, it says there's 5, and I'm one of them. So there's at least 3 other people watching Rumble. If you're watching on Rumble, at least just put something in the chat to say hello. Say hello. But first in chat over on Rumble is Mr. Mike Savage Blarg, who gets the bell. And that's the only person in the chat over there. On YouTube, the first person in the chat would be Somnol Bull Nation, who gets the bell. Congratulations. Wait, 11:11 is come and gone. I'm not sure what that means. Anyway, good morning to you. Also in the chat over there, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Also, good morning to Kara Soldier. What up? Good morning. Also, Aaron Meredith, Mike Savage, Blarg, Jesse Leon, Lord Stanhope's in the house. Select a boy.
Your life makes me
Whoa,
sad.
that's no, wait. There we go. And that's the wrong one. I was saving that for someone else. Excuse me. Also, good morning. Maddie's in the house. Who else is here? Well, that's me. JMK is here. Attack Alpaca. Rick Ashbringer, what's up? Good morning, Ranty Monkey. And that was this one.
Your life makes me sad.
That's in honor of Ranty Monkey. Although, Monkey, your life does not make me sad. Just so you know. Good morning, Unacceptable Views, fake news expert. Who else is here? Is that everybody? That might be everybody for now. Bishop's in the house. What's up? Good morning. And that looks like it's it. So anyway, I'm glad to see you all here. Oh, and Tyler F's in the house. Also, thank you to people who have already. Oh, I didn't even tweet out my own damn show. That's dumb. Here, click that. It's live now. But some other people have already done it. Thank you to Maddie. Somnambule Nation, and I'm gonna just retweet those because and if you want to retweet the tweets of the show of the tweets, you're more than welcome to. In fact, I encourage it. See, when you tweet out the show, other people might see it and go, oh, maybe I should go check out that show. So please share the stream, do the things that people do that make people want to come and watch, and invite your friends. It's a party. It's kind of a party every day. So think of yourself as inviting people to the party. Good morning, Trippy Liberty and Rod Line and Blackout 8879. Welcome to the show. Settled in for P-Dog and Twitter. All right, there you go. So lots of interesting things on the app formerly known as X today, and I just decided that it's going to be a video stream day where we watch videos and make fun of things that are happening in the world and ridicule politicians, which is that's my purpose in life. Thank you, Trippy Liberty and Jimmy Das Hotep. Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house somewhere. Good morning, Renee Mayette. I see you over on Rumble. Thank you for doing the shout out. Appreciate it. Hello, Miss Sparkles. Welcome. Tweet as soon as I got it because I'm a good friend. Yes, you are a good friend, Monk. I appreciate you more than you know. In fact, you were one of the people who inspired me to start doing this crap. So there we go. Here we go. So let's get into it now. Just some of this is breaking news, some of it's not. It's all random today. I'm not playing any. I don't necessarily have things grouped properly, although some of them I do. But some of it's also somewhat breaking news. Play Girls on Film video. Girls on Film. Girls on Film. I can't play. Well, there's two versions of that video. There's one that you can play on the tubes of YouTube, and there's one that you cannot. And I'm not going to play either because But that's an interesting video. I remember when that video came out. And they didn't play the dirty version on. Well, I wouldn't say it's not dirty necessarily. It just has some. It shows nipples here and there. But they never played that on MTV. That you had to find on like other sort of venues, and it wasn't like you had the internet to find that. What the hell is this? Okay, whatever the hell that is. Sorry, I'm distracted by some girl on the film dressed in a mermaid costume swimming around, but it doesn't say why. It says, I'm a real-life mermaid. I spend hours and hours every day in my... Oh, my God. I'm not going to show the mermaid Kim. She's not inappropriately dressed. Avocados Diabli, what's up, man? Nice to see you. I was very concerned. Back from the doctor. Good news. I am still alive. Bad news. How alive is debatable. Well, that... Look, I'm going to take the good news. It's a song that I thought it was in reference to something porno. LOL. I apologize. Wait, which song are you talking about? Not Girls on Film. No, that's not related to porno. That's just about models and things, I guess. I've never really listened to the lyrics. It's a catchy tune. Girls on Film. Girls on Film. All right, enough goofing around. Let's talk about things happening in the world. Now, oh my God. What is it? Okay, I'm going to change this. So that when you have articles of the New York Post and you have them on your screen, they tend to play videos of random things. But the one thing I wanted to talk about is Trump speaking to the press on the third day of his trial in New York. That's wait a minute. What the hell? Something's missing here. Oh, shoot. Wait a minute. Maybe. That's not where I wanted to start. Hang on. Give me a second. Did I click a wrong button? I did. The judge in the Trump trial in New York, this stupid, supposed real estate fraud trial, he's getting a little animated and not really wanting the people conducting the business of the trial to necessarily conduct their business. And that's the top story of the New York Post this morning. Judge at Trump's New York civil fraud trial slams hand on bench, loses his cool during testimony, saying, "Oh, this is ridiculous. Hello, Simon Wolfwood, I see you." And Jimmy Das Hotep's in the house. What? There we go. Just running around like crazy, but I'm listening. Hope you all are swell. Well, I am swell. So the Manhattan judge deciding Donald Trump's $250 million civil fraud trial lost his cool on Wednesday, slamming his hand on the bench and snapping, "This is ridiculous." Well, this whole trial is ridiculous. My thoughts on this, I talk about it quite a bit. As the former president's lawyer grilled his ex-accountant over inconsistent testimony. So the Trump's lawyers are grilling his accountant over inconsistent testimony, and the judge doesn't like it. The judge's annoyed reaction came after Trump's side claimed that Donald Bender, a partner at an accounting firm, Mazars USA, was evading their questions. The attorney had also reportedly insisted they needed to meticulously go through Trump's financial records with Bender by year. Don't waste time. Manhattan Supreme Court Justice Arthur Engoron. Does anyone know how to say his name? Engoron. I'm going to just call him Enmoron for a while. Said sternly. So wait a minute. You can't question the accountant that's making claims that you believe are false? I'm curious. Trump attorney Jesus Suarez. Well, that's ironic. He has a judge of Hispanic heritage. Is anyone in the media talking about his judge of Hispanic heritage? I thought he hated Hispanic people. By the way, good morning, Cryptic. Thank you for the big bullet in the tip jar. Says, so Biden is building a 20-mile wall. What a fucking bigot. Yes, exactly. Thank you. And that is funny. So I'll drop that too. And also, Cryptic, you are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir, for sponsoring the show. If you want to sponsor the show, it'll show up in the chat there somewhere where you can click the link. Streamlabs is the best place because they don't fuck with you and they don't take 30% of your money. But anyway, back to this. Trump attorney Jesus Suarez. I wish I had some like mariachi music. I wish I had some mariachi music going for that, for Jesus Suarez. But anyway, he had spent a part of Tuesday afternoon and all of Wednesday morning cross-examining Bender and said he would continue with the questioning through the end of the day. The Enmoron says, "This is ridiculous." Could you hear me slam my hands on the bench, on my desk here? Mr. Bender isn't on trial here. Well, except he's the one making claims and they're cross-examining. What are you talking about, Judge? See, this is a problem when a judge is biased. Another Trump attorney, Christopher Kise, said the only things Bender seems to recall are what the government wants him to recall. Imagine that. We need to be allowed to parse the evidence. We didn't bring this case, Kise argued. Alina Habba, also a Trump lawyer, chimed in. We haven't gotten one answer from him. He has no memory as we sit here. Kise conceded that they would try to streamline the cross-examinations before the judge reiterated, let's not waste time. Yeah, I have I have a funny-haired, looking-haired dude to convict and take all of his business from him in New York. Why should we even have a trial? I already know he's guilty. Oh, I'm sorry. I embellished a little bit on that. Sorry. So anyway, over the course of Testimony Wednesday, the third day of the trial, New York Attorney General Letitia James, I'll credit Ranty Monkey with that pronunciation, and Letitia James' lawsuit, Ed Moran checked Trump's legal team twice more, at one point suggesting they were pandering to the press and carrying out their defense as if a jury were present. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now, a jury's not present because I think one of Trump's attorneys fucked up and didn't check the box. But the idea that you would try a trial differently in front of a jury than a judge who's supposed to be adjudicating this trial, what's the difference? You still got to convince somebody, right? And if a jury weren't if there were no jury present, which there isn't, wouldn't you use the same arguments? What arguments would change without a jury? I'm curious. He said, there is no jury here, he said, reportedly prompting an exasperating response from Trump, 77, who threw his arms in the air while sitting with his attorneys at the defense table. And he said, who are you talking to? Me, the press, or the audience? Enron asked Kais at another. Well, look. Public opinion. Did Trump lose his neck? Oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's him. Is that Photoshop of him? Or he's just looking down. It doesn't look like he has a neck. There is no jury. I don't know who you're performing for. The attorney was heard as saying, okay, that's the AG's office. Was shocked to hear that Bender would be questioned by Trump's side for the rest of the day. What? And again, this is the AG's star witness, right? It's the AG star witness. Don't you think it's important for the defense team to be able to question the witness you put in front of the court? Holy shit. Anyway, there's a whole lot of fluff in here. FTG to Enmoron. In fact, here, I don't even have, I just, I know it's what is it? Engoron? FTG ENGORON, aka N moron. Whoops. N moron. Okay, if you use the term N moron, you must credit B-Dog Knight. Good morning, Dr. Rex Satan. Dr. Rex Satan and Chris Coral are in the house. How you doing? I've never seen Dr. Rex Satan at my show. I appreciate you jumping in. This is all terrifying. It is absolutely terrifying. This is the dumbest trial, the dumbest action I've ever seen. The idea that because Donald Trump said something is worth something and people lent him money, that the fact they're claiming that Donald Trump's word superseded the lender's due diligence, and the lenders with appraisals and business valuations and everything were superseded by Trump, and Trump got special treatment because he said something's worth something. Oh yeah, I'm sure the state decided that they were going to tax you based on your word. The state didn't have any mechanisms for determining the value of the property and how much they're going to tax you. And the insurance companies, too, they had no idea. See, so because Donald Trump inflated the values of his property for insurance purposes, or did he lower the value of his property for insurance purposes? I don't know. You know, insurance companies are notorious for not doing any due diligence, and they'll just, if you tell them, look, I told my insurance company that my home is worth $40, but they need to insure it for 100 trillion million. And so they gave me a $7 per year rate to cover my house. And then if something happens, like if my house burns down, they're going to give me 700 trillion million. Because that's how it works. I just tell them what it's worth, and they just say, oh, yeah, well, okay, there's nothing, we don't know how to figure that out, but I'm assuming you're right. Is that how this works? No. Good morning, Bookromatic, by the way. So anyway, and also, guess who else is here? The Grand Inquisitor, Mr. Taya Alexander. What's up, Tyre? How you doing? All right, shall we move on? Because if I spend this much time on every story, this is going to take forever. But Mario Notfall, who's a little bit, he has some issues himself, but he makes a good point here. Trump's no jury trial. Fair or flawed? Are you aware there'll be no jury in the Trump fraud case? Judge Arthur Enmoron is solely in charge of the verdict. Yeah, well, that's a problem. His lawyer's fucked up as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, Trump voiced his frustration. This witch hunt does not allow me a hearing. That can't be possible because somebody didn't check a box. Has nothing to do with it. Not probably, definitely. They are coordinating with Washington 100%. Let's see. Judge Enmoron countered this claim. Quote, earlier this year, New York Attorney General Letitia James marked the field trial without a jury. Trump's team didn't respond with a request for a jury, which they could have. Well, they certainly missed that little box that Letitia James checked, and that's a problem with his lawyers, if you ask me. An interesting point arises when considering Enmoron's past views. Quote, juries get it wrong a lot. Well, I have a tool that I can deal with that. It is called judgment notwithstanding a verdict. So he's already said, even if there was a jury trial, he would have probably, if they came in, no, you're not liable for this. He would have said judgment notwithstanding a verdict. He was already saying that he could overrule it. And that's basically when he was talking to I think he was at Columbia University talking about that. That's the little video they got here. So here's Mario Notfall's thoughts. Again, now, Mario Notfall is not the greatest human being on the planet. He's got his own issues. But anyway, he says convincing one judge might be different from convincing a 12-person jury. The potential use of jury notwithstanding verdict raises concerns about the importance of a judge's role in the legal process. Will Trump face a fair trial, or is the judge going to use law to twist the results? Well, he's already twisted the results by determining that he knows better what the value of certain Trump properties are than the market does. And particularly with Mar-a-Lago, why they're worried. Well, I suppose he's claiming that, Mar-a-Lago is listed as part of Trump's net worth. But, his idea that Mar-a-Lago is only worth between $18 and $27 million is completely ridiculous. And everybody knows it. It's not even relevant. The other part of this trial that's interesting, a lot of people are talking about how, they can shut down Trump's business and seize all his assets in the state of New York. That's a big wow. Because that's just if they do that, that's just theft. It's just straight up theft. It's just bullshit. The banks have their agreements with Trump based on their valuations of his businesses, of his properties, whatever. He hasn't defaulted on any of the loans. No, who's damaged by this? This is my big question. Good morning, AWOL, by the way. Jury was never an option, for fuck's sake. Well, jury was an option, wasn't it? I'm not sure. Why would you say the jury was never an option? It was Letitia James who checked the box that they're going to do this without a jury. But, well, it was never an option because the judge probably wasn't going to allow it anyway. That's probably what you mean. If that's what you mean, let me know. I'm not sure. So there we go. I'm damaged, not by this, though. All right. So anyway, and then also, apparently, Letitia James is the victim in all this. She made a statement. Let's see. She tweeted this yesterday. Here's Letitia James claiming that perhaps she might be a victim in all of this. And okay, you'll see what I mean when I say that, because I'm not saying the whole thing. So she's claiming, well, listen to this.
Today was the third day of our trial against Donald Trump, the Trump Organization, and other defendants. We continued to present our case, hearing more from our first witness and also from our second witness, a certified public accountant from the firm Whitley Penn. Whitley Penn compiled financial statements for Mr. Trump, the Trump Organization, and the other defendants.
Okay, and?
Meanwhile, the defendants continued to challenge our case.
Oh my gosh! The defendants continued to challenge our case? Oh my! That of course. No, they should just lay down and give you their businesses and just leave the state forever. That's what they should have done. They should, as soon as you brought this case, they should never defend themselves because you're saying that they did something that they don't believe they did, but they don't care. They defended their case.
Falsely claiming the underlying law is unconstitutional.
Okay, wait a minute. What do you mean by falsely? They can make that claim. What are they not allowed to make claims like that? I'm just curious. And what if it happens to end up being unconstitutional? Is there a takings clause in the Constitution? That's what they're trying to do here. They're just trying to destroy the man.
And other baseless claims, including that this is a witch hunt.
Really? You didn't do yourself any favors by campaigning on the fact that you would get Donald Trump on something. You didn't know yet what, but I'm going to get you, sucker. Anyway.
Executive Law Section 6312 is the primary law used by my office in affirmative litigation.
Oh,
It is a special law giving the Attorney General exclusive power to investigate.
Oh, and by the way, what did they do? No, that's the Stormy Daniels case where they actually passed a new law just so they could get Trump on it, which didn't make sense. Anyway.
Repeated and persistent fraud in business. Dangerous and racist comments will not deter me.
Oh no! Dangerous and racist comments. Now, I wish she would clarify on that. Because he said something about her being racist. They're both kind of being stupid in that department. I don't know what's racist from either of them. What was the racist? This is again. You say that you think that the Trump people are playing to the media. So is Latitia here. Latitia is saying that he's making racist comments to get a rise in the people who hate Trump in the media.
The laws of this great state and nation apply equally to everyone.
Do they now?
Even Donald Trump.
Do they though? Oh, I'm here. Let me get a little. I don't have an X on the screen, but here, X'd it out.
It is my duty and my responsibility to ensure that the law is enforced and upheld. And I refuse to back down or to be bullied.
Oh, she's a victim. I refuse to be bullied. Oh. Yes, because they're defending a case that I brought and I'm being bullied because they're defending themselves. Oh my gosh, it's so sad. I don't know if I can finish this stream. Hang on a second. I'm so sad. Anyway, by the way, I do have my cup of reparations coffee in the California Surf Museum cup with the neither are 12 window those, but anyway, the Volkswagen buses on them. California Surf Museum in Oceanside, California. We went there in February. It was kind of cool. I have never, ever thought I would ever go to a surfing museum, but it was actually very cool, even though I had no idea, what it was about. But I'm not a surfing person. Never been surfing, but the museum was very cool. So if you're in Oceanside, California, just north of San Diego, check out the California Surfing Museum. Okay, let's move on to some other things. Let's get into a little more congressional politics, because there's just, I don't know if this is breaking news. When did they tweet this? They tweeted this morning. No, so, remember they were talking about how the acting Speaker of the House has asked Nancy Pelosi and Steny Hoyer, the former Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader, I believe, or something like that, asked them to move from their current offices, right? Their plush hideaway offices. I don't know what hideaway. The hideaway must be the place that they call it the hideaway. They have some really plush offices, and the acting Speaker of the House asked them to leave the office. Good morning, St. Fugi, by the way. And some call it a petty move, some call it this and that. Well, now there's a little bit. CNN has a news story this morning that may explain why this was happening. So here's the report. Here we go. And frankly, oh, and by the way,
I'm here to tell you right now, We don't care.
We don't care. Exactly. Thank you, Stephen. But here it is.
McCarthy, too, is seeking revenge against Democrats.
So now remember, when Matt Gaetz, whatever his name is, Matt Gaetz made this motion to vacate the chair, there were only a few Republicans that voted on this to do it, and all the Democrats did, because somebody down the Democrat side said, hey, this might be a way to make Republicans, look even worse than they are, and in their eyes. And I'm like, I'm. Let me just say this: I'm torn on this whole thing. I'm torn on this. It's like, you know what? Regardless of what you think of Matt Gaetz, at least he's. Is he just doing this to raise money, or is he doing it on principle that he doesn't feel McCarthy should have been Speaker of the House in the first place? And he feels McCarthy didn't do what he said he'd do. And so he made this motion. Now, there's a big argument whether this is a good idea or not, but the fact that Democrats completely went along with it just to cause chaos, because that's what they like to do, why can't it be both? Yeah, right. Good morning, Thomas Jefferson, by the way. Thank you, sir, for your great work in the 18th century, whatever year that was. It was back then when you wrote a lot of cool stuff. Anyway, so now here's this again.
It's Democrats for not throwing him a lifeline during the vote. 2 Republican sources tell CNN he was behind the move to kick former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and former Majority Leader Steny Hoyer out of the...
Oh, my God. I'm just going to stop right here. Just for a second. I want you to... If you had enough? Okay, let's finish this.
Unofficial office spaces near the House floor.
Rather than being petty and silly,
and
throwing
silly
Nancy Pelosi out of her
Oh,
office. I mean,
see, we should have no consequences for this. See, that's what he's saying. Why would there be consequences if Democrats do this? Now, I don't know if well, again, I'm back to this thought.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Okay.
Does that contribute to civility up here?
How does it contribute to civility? What civility? It's so funny how Democrats are worried about civility when they're the brunt of the joke, which is, in my mind, always. But the idea that they give a shit about civility, only. Never mind.
Republicans are bitterly divided. The race to elect the next speaker is in full swing. 2 leading contenders for the role are emerging, including House Republican Majority Leader Steve Scalise and Representative Jim Jordan. McCarthy, too.
So anyway, I'm going to predict it'll be Steve Scalise. Now remember, Steve Scalise was unceremoniously pew-pewed and almost died, and he's the majority leader. He's probably the most logical choice, although a lot of people like Jim Jordan. But I don't care. I don't care who it is. Just don't capitulate to Democrats all the time. That's all I care about. Be as solid together in your convictions as Democrats are, and figure out how to get the House to tell the Democrats to fuck off, and if the Senate doesn't go along with what you do, then great. I don't care if you pass another bill for the rest of Joe Biden's presidency, because again, every time you pass a bill, somehow it becomes a colonoscopy for all the rest of us. So just stop it, and I don't care. So anyway, also kind of in that House floor front. Now, it's interesting because this has a serious debate among Republicans and supposedly people who are, well, remember Fox News, the network that Democrats would like to go away, is kind of, they're playing the fence on this one too, although some of them seem to be thoroughly in the establishment side of the ledger. So here's an interesting little, exchange between Brian Kilmeade and Representative Tim Burchett, Republican of Tennessee. Did I mention FTG Latitia? There, I didn't do that. And, just for shits and grins, FTG Nancy Pelosi. And there you go. All right. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to throw a quick Q&A up at the top. If you want to join the Q&A today, we'll throw up there. We'll do a Q&A at the end of the show. But you can also tell us, who do you think is the biggest villain in this house chaos? So I'll put, who do you think is the biggest villain in the House Speaker story? Okay, that'll be the main topic for Q&A, but then we'll switch it later to just ask me anything. All right, so here, let's watch this exchange between Brian Kilmeade and Representative Burchett, and you'll see how some of the Fox people are full-on establishment flunkies.
What do you think is going to do for the Republican Party and chances of holding on to leadership in the majority when it looks like you're the ringleader of a circus led by Matt Gaetz, who likes to blow things up?
Listen to the language Brian Kilmeade's using. You're the ringleader in a circus that Matt Gaetz, who likes to blow things up. Look, I don't want to use the frame blow things up when referring to Congress, but sometimes I think maybe, is a shakeup long overdue there? I mean, I get it. It causes chaos amongst Republicans, but they need to get their shit together as far as I'm concerned. And maybe you need some different leadership over there. That's what I think. Good morning, my favorite Canadian Jaeger pony, by the way. How you doing?
But not offer any new ideas. Are you happy following Matt Gaetz? Is that your leader?
I'm not following Matt Gaetz. I made my own decision. I didn't ask Matt.
But if Matt Gaetz didn't challenge, you weren't going to challenge.
How do you know?
What?
If Matt Gaetz didn't stand up, you weren't going to challenge. You know that.
I believe I would have.
Oh, come on.
Oh, well.
Please. You were praying about it 1 minute. The next minute, you're going to lead an insurgency?
So you don't think that
an
praying
insurgency?
about it?
Listen to the language that Kilmeade's using. Some of the Fox News people are really pissed off about this. And, you know, I've been listening to Newt Gingrich. Now, look, I get it. I don't necessarily disagree with what Thomas Massey said yesterday either. You know, that, you know, they were doing the things, you know, that you asked them to do, and that just because the Senate doesn't start passing the bills, is this, you know, is it wrong? Hello, Darren Root. But I'm just laughing at how Kilmeade is very incensed about this.
Important? Is that what you're saying?
One minute you're praying about how you're going to vote with Matt Gaetz, and the next minute you're going to lead an insurgency?
Listen, you got a predetermined answer to everything. I
have an opinion about what's going on. Do you have an opinion too?
And you talk over me every time I try to make a point.
All right, make your point.
The point is that we're $33 trillion in debt. This speaker was woefully lacking in leadership skills. He always placed the blame somewhere else. America is going to be better off with new leadership, and that's the bottom line.
And who is it?
Well, let's figure it out. What do you mean, who is it?
It could be Elise Stefanik. It could be Roger Williams out of Texas. It could be Mark Green out of Tennessee.
So they don't support it. They don't support it.
That's a good question, Black Hebrew Israelite.
That's right.
Is this CNN? It's. I mean, this is as much of. This sounds like Acosta asking the questions.
Kevin McCarthy, including the most conservative guy I know, Jim Jordan. Why are you smarter than Jim Jordan and the 210 plus Republicans? Why are you smarter?
I represent my district, brother. And why are you smarter than me? You're condemning me because I stand up on my own, and that's
I'm not condemning you. I'm questioning you. You don't like being questioned?
The line of questioning is very negative, and you know that, and I know that. You
called him ringleader leading a circus. Is that a journalistic question, or is that an editorial question? You know, I mean, come on. That's nonsense.
When this is all over with, and we have a new speaker and we're running smooth, let's have this conversation again.
Were you happy with John Boehner?
I wasn't here with John Boehner.
Right.
Now that's funny. Oh, are you happy with John? I wasn't here. What are you talking about?
Ryan?
They're both rhinos. I mean, why you? They're not in my camp anyway. So, but I wasn't here when they were here.
So you had 15 yeses for every round you voted for Kevin McCarthy, but you think he's the problem.
They made a deal with McCarthy. McCarthy made some promises, and that's where they're at. Wow, why are you so mad about this? Velvetina, how you doing? Welcome.
Right now, I sure do. He's part of it. He's part of this whole problem. When you deny that there's a problem, in this dysfunctional Washington, brother, then you know there's a problem. You can't
Who denied there's a problem?
You can't get past the fact we take in $5 trillion, we spend $7 trillion, and leadership seem to be okay with that.
I'm fascinated the way you blame Kevin McCarthy that you're $33 trillion in debt, but you're going to
no. He didn't blame Kevin McCarthy. He blamed the system, and he wants someone to do about it. Now, look, I don't. Holy shit. It's wild how you make that accusation. Look, I don't. And again, whether you agree with this or not, this line of questioning is just insane. It's like the point of when you take in $5 trillion, but you spend $7 trillion, and nobody seems to be doing anything significant to fix it. Well, maybe we need to have a whole cleaning of the house, you know? But, you know, that's not going to happen because people are allowed to vote for who they want. But holy shit. Holy shit. But at least he's questioning his own side. Yeah, true. But, you know, he's doing it Acosta style.
Well, I'm surprised that you give him full credit for all the successes that we've had, because name me some successes
for 9 months. I don't think you should take all the blame.
Well, why are we backing it up? We had 9 months, exactly. That's a great point. Why did we wait 9 months to do something about the wall, something about the budget, something about, well, we never did anything about term limits, which we promised the American public. I watched him for an hour and 15 minutes. He was doing an awful lot, but not enough for you. Tim Burchett, Congressman, thanks so much.
You're not questioning. You're berating him. I don't know. I don't like him to Acosta do it. I don't like when Kilmeade does it. Asking tough questions is fine, but you're disparaging. You're not asking questions. But anyway, and maybe sometimes journalists need to do that, but it's kind of interesting to me. McCarthy didn't get 11 of 12 budget bills through a Republican-controlled House. Yeah, that's that too. That's the other thing. With the now, if the Democrats had a 4-member majority, would they pass every single bill they wanted to pass? Hell yes, they would. And part of it is we do have some Republicans who are afraid of what the media is going to say. And that's maybe one of the bigger problems in at least the Republican Party, because the Democrats don't have to worry about what the media says, because the media is going to clean every single one of their taints using tongues and short fingernails. So they're not going to do that for the Republicans. But the Republicans need to stop giving a fuck what the media says, and let's just do right for the country. That's my take, and that's all I have to say. All right, now, also though, again, many of the Republicans are not happy with the situation over in the House, and one of them, of course, is the turtle. Mitch McConnell doesn't really like what's happening over at the House of Representatives, and so he's got something to say too. Here he is.
I'd like to start by thanking Speaker McCarthy.
Yes, I would too.
For his service.
His service, yes.
We had a great personal relationship.
Me too.
Trying to lead two very different parts of the American government.
Really different parts of the American government? I don't know.
I'm proud of.
Yeah, I'm proud.
The government shut down.
Oh, wait, hold on. Here.
Did the inevitable.
Oops. Wait a minute. Is this live or is this Memorex? Is this? Oh, did he have a pause? Oh no, wait. That's just me hitting the pause button.
With regard to the debt ceiling, and I'm one person who's extremely grateful.
Hi, Shagon. What's up?
I have no advice to give to House Republicans
except do whatever the Democrats say, because then we'll get more done, and getting things done is more important than what we get done, because if we get things done, then we're doing something and everyone feels better, and then I can just keep collecting checks until I continue talking. So that's always the best way to do it.
One, I hope whoever the next speaker is
Me too.
gets rid of the motion to vacate.
Now, this is amazing. So, I hope the speaker, whoever it is, the next speaker, gets rid of the motion to vacate. We want to change the rules. Okay, we want to change the rules so that whoever is the speaker, and maybe over here in the Senate, the Senate majority, cannot change their leadership, their head of the House. Really? Is that what you want, Mitch? Help me out understand that.
I think it makes the speaker's job impossible.
Oh, you mean they might be held accountable if they are shit? What if your Speaker of the House is complete shit? Now, I'm not saying even McCarthy was complete shit. He was certainly somewhat shit, but complete shit, I don't know. That's a very interesting way to put it. But you can't make it so you can't remove a Speaker of the House, like your own party, not be able to do that. Once you actually vote on one, then you should be able to stay there for as long as your party has the majority, and then you wouldn't be able to leave, because if I become the Senate majority leader and whatever, and then they wouldn't be able to remove me even if I have another episode. What a fuckstick.
And the American people expect us to have a functioning government.
I think he's having a problem. Good morning, Reaction Puerto Rico.
We need to get as many appropriation bills passed as possible.
And Anna Lynn's in the house. Cannibalistic Wizards in the
indicated
house. Okay, enough. I don't need to hear Mitch ramble on, because if I want to hear Mitch McConnell, I'll ramble on myself. Oh, shut up, Mitch. Stop. Shut up. No, stop. Thank you. Next. Let's move on. Oh, by the way, well, here, this is, now again, I said this was kind of random video stuff today. And so this is, hello, those ain't real, dude. Random video stuff. So we're going to do one random video that someone brought to my attention. Juanita Broderick, very good friends with former President Bill Clinton. Or not. She dropped this video today. Now, I love this. She starts out with this purple-haired lady in Congress, which that's always a red flag. Anyway,
in the swamps of Washington, D.C., we witness.
I wonder if I should leave the music on this. I should leave the music on this. This is kind of funny. This is entertaining. So this is an entertainment portion of the show.
In the swamps of Washington, D.C., we witness a most peculiar event. A group of tax dollar parasites gathers to discuss funding the lives of the very taxpayer that they rely upon for their existence.
Yes, they do.
Somehow, these parasites cannot agree to give the American people any of the tax money that has been confiscated from them against their will.
Well, I don't know.
They have been sending $223 million to a corrupt...
I don't care if they give us the money. I just want them to spend on things that are useful, that we would send them to go build and make and whatever. And then sometimes they just do some stupid shit. Okay, here we go.
Foreign regime every day for over a year.
Oh, I'm going to play that back just so you don't...
sending $223 million to a corrupt foreign regime every day for over a year.
$223 million a day. Think about that. Holy shit. Do you know how many illegal immigrants they could house in a hotel for a month on $223 million a day?
This group of parasites has become filthy rich from corruption, insider trading, influence peddling, and theft. The alpha parasite, known as a jackass, and his offspring, the dumbass, have been some of the most successful tax dollar parasites in history. Sending historic amounts of cash to a corrupt foreign regime and receiving kickbacks as 10% for the big guy. As if sending all your cash to Borat was not enough. The alpha parasite and his minions have opened the southern borders. In an attempt to garner enough votes to remain in power, the parasites have opened the southern border, allowing millions of unvetted immigrants to suckle at the teat of our welfare system. bringing our social services to the brink of collapse while gaining new voters.
And the city of New York.
As this elderly jackass nears the end of its life cycle, a truth evident by his garbled speech and lack of bowel control,
Sponge brain shit pants.
the elder jackass will attempt to transfer his power and influence to this younger, more intellectually deficit jackass. However,
but she has a really, really friendly and warm laugh. So, you know.
However, the younger jackass's lack of intellect and mule-like face has left it so unelectable that power can only be transferred through the death of the elder jackass. If you love America, please spay or neuter your political jackasses or vote them out of office.
Okay, that's fucking brilliant. I'm sorry, that's funny as hell. Real quick, thank you, Reaccion Puerto Rico, who says, I expect thousands of lawsuits over Biden's fence. Yeah, we'll get to the fence here. Oh my God. Yeah, that's his new idea. And then Maddie, good morning, and thank you for dropping a 5. Oh, I guess the music isn't played for those, have they? Is something wrong? Why aren't the YouTube ones popping up? That's weird. Well, they're popped up over here on YouTube. Thank you, Reaction Puerto Rico, for dropping a juice in the tip jar. Thank you very much. And also Maddie for dropping I don't even know what's on the $5 bill. Whoever's on the $5 bill, thanks for dropping a 5 spot in. Who says, if we spent money like DC, we'd all be arrested for fraud for spending money we don't have. It's ridiculous. I know Latitia James will be like after us every day. You know, I mean, come on now. So anyway, thank you for sponsoring the show through YouTube Super Chats, Rumble Rants, and Streamlabs, the preferred method. But I'll take those. I'll take those too. I appreciate you guys. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, there it is. I was wondering what was going on with that. So there's that would be Reaction Puerto Rico's notification, which didn't pop up very fast, and the one from Maddie's probably going to pop up any second now. Any second now. There we go. I knew it. I knew it. All right. Let's go into some more social type issues to get into that are somewhat related to what we talk about every day. Apparently, you know, remember what's the dude's name that, the person, that thing that swims at University of Pennsylvania. Leah Thomas. Remember Leah Thomas? Y'all know who Leah Thomas is. There was some consternation when the University of Pennsylvania said, "Hey, this former man who is now a woman is going to be swimming on the women's swimming team and doing all this stuff." And the University of Pennsylvania swimmers felt like they were powerless to alter the course of that history, which who knows is on the right side of. Well, it's happening at another school. Now, this is at a much smaller school, and this is in the Daily Mail today. Exclusive, Roanoke College women's swim team captains reveal, quote, a demoralizing struggle to try and convince trans student not to compete in their squad. Okay, so this is a group of elite women swimmers out of Virginia University. Now, again, this is a Division III school, but still, it doesn't matter. You know how hard it is to play sports at any division level. Like, you're still playing against some of the best people who played sports in high school. My son played Division III college basketball, and you can't just walk onto one of those teams. They recruit just like everybody else. They get the best players that are, that have not taken scholarships. Oftentimes, they get players who refuse scholarships at other schools and just want to go to school, but they decide they still want to play. So a lot of the guys on my son's team had Division II offers, for example, but said, whatever. A couple players played Division I basketball and decided that wasn't their thing, and they transferred to their school. So you get elite college athletes even at the Division III level. Well, a group of elite women swimmers out of Virginia University are demanding urgent action to protect their sport after a transgender student joined their team, leaving the coaches and athletes demoralized, angry, and unsure how to cope. The trans student informed staff at Roanoke College in September that, I'll just use the pronouns that the article uses because it's easier, that she wished to swim on the women's team after sitting out the previous season while transitioning. The year before, and that, it's the Daily Mail, so they're probably required to use this language. So just I know there's a difference between he and she and male and female and all that stuff, but I'm on YouTube and they are really picky about this shit. After sitting the year before, the trans swimmer had competed on the men's team. So this is Leah Thomas all over again. The case bears strong echoes of what Leah Thomas, who last year became the first transgender athlete to win an NCAA Division I national championship and set off a firestorm of controversy. I know, Brent. Hello, and I know I'm following the YouTube guide. So anyway, speaking exclusively to the Daily Mail, the three captains of the swim team said they felt abandoned by their university and let down by the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association. They described the stress of being told that they had to confront the trans swimmer themselves and make their case, only for the trans swimmer to tell them she felt suicidal and was desperate to be included. Oh, yes. That is the shield right now. That's the shield. You know what? What if your presence makes them suicidal? Who's suicidal is more important? That is just incredibly dirty the way to do it. There's so many grown-ups around that should be making these decisions. Kate Pearson, 19, said, "Now, yeah, you got a 19-year-old girl having to deal with this shit. That's part of their job. It was just a hot mess." I was like, what is happening? We get getting put in these situations, and it's so stressful. Every single night we were discussing that. So here's my concern. Does this help these three women, or is this going to come back to really cause problems for that? I don't know anything about Roanoke College, the makeup of the campus or whatever. Are there conservative students or liberal students? These women are going to be berated because this article is out. But here's what I'm really happy about. I'm happy they're speaking out. I think more women in sports in this particular thing should, I think they should speak out 100%. But anyway, it's like, they're going through the same thing that the women at the University of Pennsylvania did, and the NCAA is not taking any action. Now, Thursday, the trio will hold a press conference at their college to call for more clarity around the issues backed by the Independent Women's Forum and Independent Council on Women's Sports, which are both obviously, I wouldn't say they're necessarily conservative-leaning groups, but they are certainly, Independent Women's Forum is, Icons is not necessarily. Icons has the support of a lot of more traditional radical feminists too. Both groups work together to represent female athletes and coaches and promote legislation to protect women's sports. They also lobby the governing bodies of sports to establish guidelines. Now, Roanoke College told the Daily Mail that they had never made any decision about allowing the transgender swimmer to participate. Well, what do you mean they didn't? They told the women they had to do their job. This fall, Roanoke College student. Okay, this is their statement. This fall, a Roanoke College student who identifies as trans, male to female, requested consideration to join and compete with the women's team, a spokesman said, while the college leadership was reviewing NCAA and national sports policies on eligibility. The student withdrew her request before any decision had been made. So did they? Oh, so wait a minute. Why is there a story if this person withdrew the request? I'm confused now. The three women said the college position was news to them, as they had always been told the swimmer was a member of their squad and she had trained alongside them. They said the college was dodging responsibility. That sounds more true to me. Obviously, if this person's training with them, did the college forget? They said, "Oh no, that's just fine. I'm gonna go FTG Roanoke College." But you could throw that at the NCAA too, for all I care. Anyway, if you want to read the rest, it's just how the Daily Mail kind of goes on and on and on about stuff. Yeah, kind of like me sometimes. But anyway, this is my show. I can do that. I don't want them to do it. Anyway, moving on. Now, speaking of sports, I have another sports story, and this one is in Chicago. But is it a sports story or is it not a sports story? So apparently, in Chicago, these Chicago, quote unquote, as in they're from Chicago, kids from the Amundsen Park Youth Football Program in the Austin neighborhood will be kicked out of their neighborhood field house where they do some training and stuff, so it can become a migrant shelter on Monday. Over 600 residents last night met here to oppose this. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Let's watch this video. I said it's a video show, so let's check out the video. Wait, did I already have full screen on that? I guess I did. Here we go. Here's the parents who are a little upset about this. That's a big kid. Oh, there's all sorts of grades here. So the parents are out in force. Obviously, this is it's youth football, so at many grade levels. So some kids are really big, some are really small, but they're here to talk to their alderman. And they are not happy about this development. Oh, look at this. They get a timer there. Oh, someone's trying to get their attention. They're not happy. I'm giving them their due. They get the whole... I'm playing the whole video for this one. All right, so the powers that be there are trying to get them to calm down so they can continue their meeting, which everyone only gets 1 minute to speak. I hate that. I mean, 1 minute, you have to really be really focused. But and some of the comments, it shows where elected officials' priorities are. Wait, who's the hot white? What hot white chick? There's no hot white. Well, whatever. Who cares? And now look, here's the problem that comes along with this, and this is a good point made by Nikki Johnson, who's a conservative woman of color, because they like to use the word woman of color. So the talking points you're going to get of this, and again, you can say, oh, you know, just keep voting for Democrats, time for Democrats. Well, here's the problem, and this is the problem that Republicans have and need to fix if they actually want to make inroads in communities where they think they cannot. And, you know, I'm starting to see it a little bit, but not enough. And here's the point. Nikki says, already seen the canned talking points. Stop voting for Democrats. Or, you know, well, what are Republicans doing to prevent this from happening outside of their safe red zones? Are Republicans trying to take over council seats in these cities? Are they trying to win black voters? And the answer is really no. A lot of people flap their lips and don't do nothing. Now, because there's no candidates even trying in these districts. And maybe, you know, if they made... even if you go in there and lose badly, do you think that people will respond to people saying, look, here's what's happening. These democratic policies are the reason we have all these illegal aliens and why we have to find a place for them. And your mayor, the nut job mayor you got, Brandon Johnson, is going to take over your community center where your youth train to play football or other sports. Whose policy is that? It certainly is the Republican policy. If you want a different policy, here I am. I am the one that you don't love, asking for a single day. And maybe, even if you don't win, at least you're there. At least you're making inroads to some people, or some people go, you know what? He's absolutely right. Why are we doing the same thing over and over again? The problem is there are not Republicans who will do that. They will not go in there. That's, you know, look, whatever you think of Vivek Ramaswamy, okay, because I don't know if he's genuine or not. I mean, he's trying to be the, you know, the son of immigrant Obama for the right? Whatever you think of him, he goes into communities where Republicans are not wanted. He goes into interview situations where Republicans aren't wanted. And that's the other thing that Trump did. Trump will go into situations where normally Republicans are not wanted. Do you think Republicans were the ones who started the prison reform, whatever you think the results of that are? Who did that? Well, that was Donald Trump. Oh, who would he work with? He worked with, a bunch of black leaders that weren't necessarily Republicans. Okay? Republicans aren't doing that. They're not going in these communities and even running. They're not even coming in to talk to people because, they was like, oh, they're just writing it off. Do Democrats write off anything? Do Democrats ever stop trying to gain more power? No, they don't. And so that's the problem the Republicans got to fix. But I don't even know who to FTG for that. Who do I FTG for that? FTG to the city of Chicago, I guess, but whatever. Democrats are a lot like degenerate gamblers who have to bet on their team, though it's week 12 and they're 2-10. Yeah, they don't care if they're 2-10. They're going to keep trying, and that's the problem that Republicans aren't doing. They're, like you said, they're going to hang out in their little safe districts and not even fund. Here's the other problem. And the people who do try, the Republican Party says, we're not going to waste money there. We're not going to spend our money on this race that, can you get some of those people? Imagine if you had some Republicans running in some of those districts and they turned 10% of the people's heads and said, oh, they increased Republican turnout or Republican votes in 10 of those districts because someone was listening and going, yeah, they're right. How would that affect the bigger national politics? How would that affect Senate races? How would that affect congressional races? How would that affect the race for the president? Okay. Brandon Johnson, Lord Stanhope. Yeah, FTG and Brandon Johnson. A Republican in Chirac wouldn't win if they won. That's okay. But couldn't you turn 5% of that vote to something other than the Democrats who do the policy? Again, you don't have, even if you don't win that particular seat, did you get enough votes to have someone think, oh, yeah, this is fucked up. They ain't doing shit for us. And change it. If you change a few votes, the bigger picture, okay? But the Republicans won't do that because they think, oh, it's a waste of money. No, it's not a waste of money. You need to turn heads everywhere like the Democrats try to do. They try to turn your head everywhere, and they have the entire media complex on their side. So you're not going to gain any ground unless you go into those districts and talk to people. And it takes money, and the Republicans need to learn that, okay? So anyway, there we go. Moving on. If you're familiar with JF, Randy Monkey entire streams about it. He was next on my docket, but I'm not going to go through this. It's a 38-minute video, but Ranting Monkey just got done doing that. So I'll have his link to his stream he did just before me. JF Garapi, he was somewhat successful YouTuber guy that turned out to be a real shitbag, and there's claims he's racist and all that shit, which he might be, I don't know. But his girlfriend, his wife or whatever, his Mama JF has been missing since June. And JF Garapi addressed the disappearance of his mentally handicapped girlfriend, Mama JF, and disclosed he is under federal investigation by the RCMP, Royal Canadian Mounted Police. In her disappearance, he said, I'm woken up by the feds every morning. They're knocking at my window. She's been gone. She's been missing since June. She's been missing. Hi, hello, Jen. How you doing? She's been missing since June. And he's really cavalier about it. I'm not going to play it, but it's in the links. And also, Ranting Monkey's dismantling of this video is also going to be in the links today. That's his channel, so you'll see it in the links today. By the way, as you know, links to everything that we talk about and all the videos and stuff will be in a single link in the description of this video on both Rumble and YouTube. I'll also drop it in the chat during the outro if you're still here and you want to find these links. But yeah, this, I mean, I would go through it, but it's just almost unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right. We're going to move on, though. But oh, by the way, definitely FTG to JF Garapi. Now, if you're not familiar who he is, I don't even know if that's a prerequisite. Let's just think about it. When you watch the video, think about the fact that his girlfriend / wife or whatever, who's, by the way, who's underage and mentally deficient in some ways, has been missing since June. When you listen to it, it's insanity. FTG, JFG. Hello, Mark Smart. How you doing? Yeah, she's probably dead. Yeah, I'm guessing that she's been missing because she's not. She's slightly. I don't want to use the term. Mentally disabled. She's slightly mentally disabled. And he's controlled her for a long time, as far as I'm concerned. And now she's missing. Holy shit. Holy shit. So, moving on. Just the rest is all odds and ends videos. But the breaking news this morning is that Ukraine was bombed by the Russians, and President Zelensky said at least 48 people were killed in a Russian artillery strike that hit a grocery store near Kupiansk. Now, all war is propaganda. I don't know. It probably happened. But when I think of trying to get people to support you, this is the type of story that's going to be pushed on This is CNN. So here's the report.
Ukraine's president says 48 people were killed in a Russian artillery strike near Kupiansk in eastern Ukraine. He says the attack hit a grocery store.
I'm curious, where's she reporting from? Is she in Florida or something? What's with the palm trees? This is not Ukraine. But so why is she reporting this story from Florida instead of somebody in the newsroom? That just popped in my head for no reason. Here we go.
Volodymyr Zelensky announcing the attack at the European summit that he is attending in Spain. We're going to watch this story for you, and of course we will have more details as they become available. Let's get you straight to CNN senior international correspondent Fred Plotkin.
This is CNN. Oh, she's doing the news from there.
Hi there, Becky. Yeah, this is in the east of Ukraine near Kupiansk, which of course is a really active.
So the east of Ukraine, so this is where most of the war is happening. I thought they had evacuated most of the people in that part of the country. I'm not sure, but anyway.
The front line over the past couple of months. It was a place where the Ukrainians had said that the Russians had been pulling forces together to possibly launch some sort of offensive. So definitely a place where a lot of shelling has been going on, a lot of shooting has been going on as well. So, and the Ukrainians now saying that apparently a civilian area has been hit now. I want to share with you some of the details. They are still coming in because, of course, all this is very fresh. But the Ukrainians are saying that shortly after 1 p.m., so sort of around midday, I think the exact time they're giving us 1:15 p.m., there was shelling near a town called Groza, which is near Kupiansk in that area. They say that a cafe was hit. And the supermarket was hit there as well. Obviously, some of the rescue operations, they're still very much ongoing right now. We have sort of stills images of the aftermath of that. It certainly looks as though the building that appears to have been hit is completely destroyed.
Good point, Renee. Ukraine hits only military installations, and Russia hits only schools, hospitals, apartments, train stations, and of fleeing people. And says the Ukrainian approved media, which This is CNN certainly is. Now, I have no reason to doubt the report. I have no reason to support the report. I'm just telling you what they're reporting. Obviously there's constant fighting between the military aspects, but I just, and again, on YouTube, you can't really talk about Ukraine. I'm not doubting any of this. I'm just saying it's strange that they, this is their big report today. In fact, if you want to watch the rest, you can watch it yourself. But again, the media is going to report the most sensational part of it, but do they report all of it? I don't know. It's weird. Yes, but what military equipment did Ukraine have right next to that cafe and grocery store? Yeah, that's the it's the type of the Palestinian type of thing that you get. They're sure they shelled entire they would shell a Jewish city in Israel or Israel A city. And I'm not taking a side on that one either. But it just always seems weird to me that, when Israel retaliates for people shelling just residential areas in Israel, and then they, go try and take out the guns that are placed next to a school. The story is they took out a school, so I don't know. By the way, real quick, thank yous to Somnambul Nation. What the hell is going on here? Somnambul Nation, JMK, Tyler F, Trippy Liberty, Jimmy Das Hotep, all of you who are sharing the stream. In fact, you can share the stream right now. Click the arrow there on the YouTube thing, or there's a little paper airplane on Rumble. Share the stream right now. Someone may watch it later and decide they want to come join us for a future episode, or even join us right now if they're not doing anything. All right, more things. More breaking news. Now, this is the main story on the thumbnail, but obviously we have lots of stories today. The Biden administration is continuing to perfect their shouldn't say the administration. The people who run the office of the President of the United States, on behalf of Joe Biden, decided to bolster his plagiarism history with a little policy that they just came up with. The breaking news: the Biden administration has admitted there's an immediate need for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. This comes amid a massive surge of millions of illegal immigrants crossing the southern border, causing sanctuary cities such as New York City to buckle under the economic pressure. One of the first acts of Biden's tenure as president was to cancel Trump borders wall, a move that backfired almost immediately, and that was a surprise to absolutely nobody with common sense. Now, here's what this person is talking about. The next slide here on this is CNN is reporting. Oh my goodness, this is what a great idea. Oh, hang on a second. The Biden administration will waive 26 laws. They're going to waive 26 laws to build additional border barriers on the Rio Grande Valley, according to a notice posted on the Federal Register Wednesday, citing, quote, high illegal entry. No shit. No shit.
Well, they're saying they're doing it here because they have 2019 funds that were appropriated for this exact purpose, which was building a...
They have 2019 funds. 2019. Who was what? Wait, Joe. 2019. That's when the guy with the funny hair was president. They have 2019 funds to build this wall. Well, why wasn't it being built then? Oh, wait a minute. They said no, we're not going to do it anyway.
Additional border barriers, and that they're going to focus those funds on an area that has received a lot of traffic of migrants. Now, according to the numbers and federal data, this area, the Rio Grande Valley sector, which covers South Texas, has seen nearly 300,000 encounters between last October and this August. So clearly...
Oh, is that all it is? Because there was a day where they had 11,000 last week, and the day they had 10,000 last week. That's a lot of people. An
area of concern for administration officials as they look to...
Oh, now it's a concern. See, election season's coming up. So now that it's a concern, I have to laugh because this morning I read a Krasenstein. I'm not going to do a daily Krasenstein today, although I should, because none other than Ed Krasenstein was so Greg Abbott said something about, yes, we're building a border wall here in this part of Texas, which the state of Texas is doing, but it's being funded by this, this release of funds by the Biden administration, right? So Ed Krasenstein was giving credit to Joe Biden for building a wall. He said, well, who's building, he replied to Greg Abbott, we're building this wall. And he says, well, you didn't say that Joe Biden is, bypassing 26 laws and giving the money to you to do this. Well, at the beginning of the story, I could have sworn she said that the funds were approved in 2019 and they've just been sitting there. So who really is funding this? Seems like the last administration is paying for this.
Set up this border barrier. Now, in last month, the Customs and Border Protection had announced and sought public input from the community as they were looking at doing this. And this would be...
They sought public input from the community. The community said, yeah, what the fuck are you doing? What do you mean? Why are you even asking us? This was supposed to be done before.
Up to 20 miles of border barrier and would include a number of
FTG
fixtures, for
Ed
example,
Krassenstein.
lights, cameras, and gates, as well as access roads. But to do it in an expedited manner, they're waiving certain laws. That includes the Clean Air Act, the Safe Drinking Water Act, as well as the Endangered Species Act.
Now, how do you think the no wall crowd responded to this? See, no, because again, hidden in this little thing here was the fact that it was a notice posted to the Federal Register Wednesday. Was it announced? Did they announce this? No, they didn't. They did it. They tried to do it quietly, but people figured it out. Biden administration bypasses 26 federal laws to build additional border wall in South Texas amid political pressure. Well, thank goodness there's some political pressure. So anyway, I think it's just hilarious that, again, just like with insulin, the $35 insulin that Biden keeps bragging about, that had already been done by the Trump administration. And then the first days in office, he basically with a wave of a pen and his phone and whatever Obama said he could use, said, nope, we're not doing that anymore. And then he comes back and says, oh, well, we are the ones who made this $35 insulin possible. We're saving lives. Yeah, it's only a tiny portion of Medicare for elderly people that's doing it for, but it was as if it was his idea. No, that's the Biden habit of plagiarism. See, he's plagiarizing ideas from Trump now. And I got to think that maybe some people are not going to be happy about it, or but here's what's going to really happen. Here's what's really going to happen. The media, which of course loves the sponge brain shit pants, they are going to laud this as one of the greatest ideas ever. They do this with the insulin thing. Oh yeah, we did the insulin. Yeah, we did. Motherfucker, they already did that. Anyway, this shit's stupid. Also on the topic of Joe Biden, interesting. Easy for me to say. I just did a Joe Biden. Interesting exchange between Bill Maher and Sage Steele. Sage Steele is a reporter who apparently recently interviewed the President of the United States. And she's going to describe her experience here. I don't know if I'll get copyright for this, but who knows? Who cares? I'm making commentary on this particular topic. This is fair use if I've ever heard of it. Here is Bill Maher interviewing Sage Steele about her interview with Joe Biden.
What he started to do, of course, he has someone next to him, and they keep a black curtain over the lens of the camera so you can't see him. Oh. Until the last second, but you can hear, and we're chit-chatting, and they're protecting him. Maybe they do it with all the presidents. I don't know. I've only interviewed one. But
do
so I
they?
could hear him, and I heard him, and he goes, what is this for? And I'm sitting there going, because my mic's on, everybody's listening in the control room. Wow. And he's like, who am I talking to?
Oh.
Wait, what's her name? And I was like, oh.
This is like a Naked Gun movie.
Yes, I was going, oh my God. And then he's like, he said, SportsCenter, ESPN, and they told him, he goes, oh, okay. And so I said, what do you say? Hi, Mr. President.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
No, just ask some questions, which you probably did. I don't know.
And so I'm trying to just fill time. And he said, I used to play football. And I'm like, yes, I know that. And now I think it was Delaware, University of Delaware, I believe.
I didn't know that.
Hence, yes. And so
now, okay. Anyone know the answer to this question? Anyone know the answer to this question? Did Biden really play? He claimed to be a star at the University of Delaware. I thought he was on a full scholarship for something else. Did he though? I don't know. Did he actually play football at the University of Delaware? Oh, I didn't. I guess I didn't. There's a bunch of questions in there. Sabo Fair. Oh, yeah. Okay, I was looking into the questions thing. Does anyone know if he actually played football? Because he claimed he was a star, but I don't think he played for more than 1 year. So I don't know.
So he started to tell football stories of his greatness. And I just was, again, I can't see him. You can see the curtain moving.
And that was the theme of the stories, that he was great? At football?
At football.
He was the
And
hero
then-
in
He's
the
great at
story?
everything.
And he
He's the
said,
hero. He's the hero in every one of his stories. He's the greatest thing that happened.
Wow.
He said, he goes, and I had the best hands. And what do you say to that?
Well, ironically, Clinton used to say the same thing.
No.
See, if it was Clinton, trust me,
that's
you wouldn't have
hilarious.
any trouble chit-chatting.
Well,
He would have been all over that.
I would have preferred to keep it via satellite versus in person for Clinton as well.
Damn,
and then I
shots
said,
fired.
Oh, so you were
Give
a
her the
receiver?
hand.
And he started to explain it. And here's the saddest thing. His voice just trailed off. He said, I was good. And then he went silent and he goes, oh, never mind. No, you're laughing. I
It's a
thought
typical
it was so sad
it's a
because
typical
I realized
it's a typical Joe Biden
that's why he was
interview.
in his basement during the whole election cycle.
Right.
Because even then, he couldn't
Sage
finish
it.
his sentences. He struggled. So forget about politics. I don't care. I didn't vote for him. However,
Right.
that made me sad to
So you didn't
realize.
vote for Biden either?
No.
Oh, poor Joe Biden. Poor Joe Biden. I feel sad for the man. He's in a place where he shouldn't be, and he got forced to because the powers that be thought he'd be the easiest puppet because they got a lot of shit on him. I'm just saying. So anyway, here's an odds and ends thing. Now I just wanted to show you some disturbing images, and they're not, but they're very poignant if you look at them, and we're just going to go through a few of them here. These are, wait a minute, hang on, I'm sorry. There's some, how AI is able to do art. Well, someone is doing AI art as Norman Rockwell, but as though Norman Rockwell were doing pictures today. You know who Norman Rockwell is. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Saturday Evening Post is an old magazine that's long out of existence, but Norman Rockwell did a lot of famous paintings. He did his favorite one. We have a print of him, Do Unto Others, whatever, as you would have Do Unto You. But if you're familiar with his work, it's supposedly very wholesome Americana type work. So these are some images of some Norman Rockwell paintings if he were painting today, of the kind of images that Norman Rockwell would do. So here we go. Here's the first one. This is lovely because this is your future in the world, according to the World Economic Forum. Hello, Zombie Teddy, by the way. Here is the whole family enjoying a nice table full of vegetables and bugs. Okay, because that's how the world's going to be pretty soon, where you're going to eat bugs. So there's one of them. Okay, I thought that's very normal. It's very homey, very small town America. And then we have this one here. Let's see, what's the next one? Here it is. A nice couple walking down the streets of the city with their children, just enjoying the sights and the smells. Oh, goodness gracious. I can't really see what the sign says back there, but something or other. Anyway, if Norman Rockwell, they would be all interracial gay couples. It's possible, but this is pretty poignant too, because it's more, now again, it's Norman Rockwell. We have nice wholesome families of white people doing stuff, although he didn't always paint white people. Anyway, and then there we have this one. Oh, I don't understand this one. I don't quite get it. It's probably, I don't know. There may be a problem with that one. I'm just going to skip it. I don't know what it means. But then there's this one. Oh, a nice drive through the the streets of Southern California in your convertible Thunderbird or something. That looks like a Thunderbird, but I don't think it is. Just driving down the road with the people in the tent cities. So anyway, this is quite disturbing. But if Norman Rockwell were painted today, that's probably what it would look like. Now there's another one. Let's see. Oh, here's another one too. This is I forgot about this one. Let's do one more, because this is very, very it's very topical for the day. Here, wait, I want my mouse work. There we go. Here we go. Here's one too, and this is very indicative of how families interact today. Yes, instead of around the Thanksgiving table, they're all looking at screens. So there you go. They're being hypnotized by Yes, it is a T-Bird, but it didn't have T-Bird markings. But the car itself definitely was a T-Bird, like a second generation T-Bird, the bigger ones. So anyway, yeah, there you go. I don't know why there's a rabbi there. He's a doctor. It doesn't necessarily mean he's a rabbi. I didn't understand it. I don't want to understand it because I could get in trouble if I did understand it. Oh, maybe it is a trans surgery. Oh, that could be. Who knows? I don't know what that was. So anyway, I just found that interesting. The link's in the tabs, or it'll be in the links today. Oh no, wait, what did I do? No. Don't do that. Oh, there it is. Okay. And go back to the post. No, that's not what I want. I want to go back to the original post. Oh, it's scroll up. There we go. There it is. There's the original post. I want that one. Oh, fuck's sake. I want it in the tabs today. Oh, you son of a bitch. There it is. Okay, it's back. Okay. It'll be in the links because I was screwing up the links. All right, let's move on. Okay, Adam Schiff thinks he's saying something brilliant today. Again, Adam, the pencil neck smarmy prick from New York. He says Elon Musk's reported firing of over half of X's election integrity team is another example of how he's willing to tolerate any destructive content that makes him money. X's platform has the responsibility to combat misinformation and safeguard fair elections. Musk's act jeopardizes that, and we deserve answers. So they want Elon Musk to come appear before Congress. Now, he hasn't done this, but he has this letter. I write as a concerned member of Congress regarding recent reports that half of X's election integrity team was laid off in the past week. This was from October 4th. We are looking for clarity on the issues, strongly urge you to maintain robust measures to prevent any further spread of election misinformation. Now, it goes on because he's trying to use the power of his office to intimidate Elon Musk. I have a question for you though. I never did answer the question in the Q&A. Well, add it to Q&A if you want to answer this question. We'll come to it. Here's a part of the phrase that I have a problem with here. It says X's platform has the responsibility to combat misinformation and safeguard fair elections. Can anybody answer why? Why does X, the platform, have a responsibility to combat anything anyone says? What is their mandate as a private business to do that? Anybody? Does anybody have a good answer for that? I have a problem with that. No, they don't have a responsibility to do anything for you, Adam Pencil Neck, whatever the fuck your name is. They don't have a responsibility to do that. And in fact, even YouTube now, same thing. They're not going to do it either. They are not going to police what people say. Is Adam Schiff calling in the CEO of YouTube for the same reason? What is the point here? Now, isn't that what the community notes for? Sure. That's, you know what? Here's the idea, Adam Schiff. How about you stop lying to people? Because you are often misinformation. So why does he have a responsibility to cut you off? I wish that would have got community noted too. But some other people said just because he fired them doesn't mean he isn't going to hire non-biased people in their place. That's a good point. In other words, do what the government tells them to do. Like in state-sponsored censorship, that's what he wants. Someone just replied, Ed Buck. Ooh, shots fired. So no, what responsibility? X doesn't have a responsibility. That the people themselves have the responsibility to make their case, make their arguments, and have better arguments. That's all that X is for. It's a public forum for people to speak their mind. Nonsense. Are you requiring the same of Facebook? Are you requiring the same of YouTube? Are you requiring the same of Reddit? No, they're public forums by private companies, and they don't have responsibility of that. If you better be on your toes and make better arguments, Adam Schiff, you smarmy prick. Anyway, okay, so of course now this is obviously the FTG Adam Schiff zone. So FTG Adam Schiff. Let's move on. We're almost done here. We only got a little bit more to go. Now, I didn't know. Now I don't follow politics across the pond that well, but the Prime Minister of the UK, shooting shots about certain social issues, and I'm just going to play the video because this is fascinating. I haven't been paying attention to the UK, but this is amazing to me. Listen to this.
Also shouldn't be controversial for parents to know what their...
It shouldn't be controversial. Here we go.
Also shouldn't be controversial for parents to know what their children are being taught in school about relationships. Patients should know when hospitals are talking about men or women. And we shouldn't get bullied.
Wait, who got arrested?
And we shouldn't get bullied into believing that people can be any sex they want to be. They can't. A man is a man and a woman is a woman. That's just common sense.
Oh, goodness gracious. This is Rishi Sunak. Is he the Prime Minister? I guess I really haven't been paying attention. Wow. That's a bold statement in this here year of our Lord 2023. Well, I shouldn't say of our Lord because you might get canceled for saying that. Wow, that's a big time government official saying that shit. Maybe it's about time. How about you? All right, I only got a few more. Let's see, what else do I got? What's this one? Why isn't that popping up? What is going on? Oh, good Lord. The Pope, the current Pope, is weighing in on controversial issues, and the new Pope is very, very concerned about climate change. Pope Francis has made his strongest statement yet on the accelerating climate crisis. Because remember, if you call it a crisis, they can do whatever they want. Pinning blame on big industries and world leaders as well as irresponsible Western lifestyles. Now, look, people could go back to simpler times if they chose, but again, they're going to claim that last month was the hottest September ever recorded. Okay, and this is the report of this.
Pope Francis has made his strongest statement yet on the climate crisis, blaming deniers, rich countries and big industries that chose short-term profits over saving the environment.
Now remember, these big companies and whatever, the lifestyles, whatever, humans are living longer lives than ever. Poverty has, it hasn't been completely destroyed, but relative poverty around the world has decreased, whatnot. But these damn industries are ruining the world.
Environment. CNN's Bobby Nadeau reports from Rome.
Pope Francis on Wednesday released a 7,000-word encyclical letter on climate change.
Is it just weird to you how her voice goes up and down like that? That's really strange. I want to do this again. Real quick, thank you for the unwiped asshole. I'm a brother, I could say this. Unwiped asshole nigga. Okay, it's a poem, it seems to be. Coming in hot, dropping it large, leaving a tip because P-Dog's in charge. Been a lazy bastard, slacking on old HB. Hopefully he won't mind my ass been tardy. Content production is hard. I'm hiding in the chat for a bit. Ain't easy shit. It's unwiped and unwashed. Okay, well, thank you for sponsoring the show. For that little bit of poetry there. I greatly appreciate the 222. I don't know. Is that like the... Okay. Is anyone old enough here to remember? Was it Room 222? That was a show with what's her name? What the hell is her name? This beautiful black actress was the teacher in Room 222. Yeah. Somnambule Nation remembers it. It was way back. Who was the star of Room 222? Nelson Horatio. Or Horatio Nelson's in the house. Okay. I understand where the poetry comes from. Also, I think Diane Carroll. Yeah, she was a fine individual. So isn't it weird how this lady's voice goes up and down? Listen to this. It goes. Play. What the fuck's going on here? All he did was back it up a little bit. I backed that thing up. What are you talking about? What's going on? What the hell? Why isn't this playing? Do I need to refresh it? Here, let's close this, see if it does now. Okay. CNN just took a shit. Anyway, the Pope is the Pope is fully on the climate crisis. And the other thing the Pope's about to do, I don't know if it's the next one. Did I even do this? No, I didn't. The Pope is also warming up to the idea of same-sex marriage. I'm confused why. But that was a report. And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's something that's maybe coming about in a Catholic church near you, or a basilica. In a basilica near you, you're going to start hearing about, oh, what did I do that for? That's dumb. Let's see if refreshing it helps. Oh, yeah, it did help, but I'm not going to play it anyway. So anyway, there you go. Hey, I'm not a boomer. Look, I can't control what my computer does. If my computer takes a shit, I could upgrade it and maybe it won't do it next time, but it just is what it is. All right. Now, I'm not a fan of Candace Owens necessarily. I mean, her talking points are sometimes good, but sometimes she says some stupid shit. It's an interesting balance. I always wonder if she's like that guy on the airplane and whether or not she's real. But she did handle someone in one of her audiences at a college very well. But before that, thank you, Horatio Nelson, dropping a deuce in the chip jar. Appreciate it. Who says, this broad talking on CNN that the screen paused on looks like an old leather handbag from the 60s that got left out in the sun a bit too long. Wall hitter. Also, Catholicism is for fucking retards. LOL. Shove that fish hat up your ass, Frankie. Hoo-hoo. Well, I am not necessarily going to endorse that particular sentiment, but I'm also not going to censor it. So I played it, and thank you, Horatio Nelson, for sponsoring the show. You are a great American. All right. Not a fan of Candace, but I think she handled this question pretty well, I would say. I think she definitely handled this question well. So I am going to give her credit for her ability to answer a question in a way that I would like to see more people who are challenged in this manner to answer questions.
Trans students on this campus who actively feel victimized by your presence here today. Additionally,
victimized by your presence here, she says. Not even what she said, just victimized because they let you come here. Okay?
You just pointed out that this man detransitioned, but earlier in your speech,
guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just
credit to Candace for telling the audience to shut the fuck up. I can't hear what she's saying. Okay, here we go.
Guys, I want to hear her. Go ahead. What do I have to say? Just the question, please. No speech. What is the question?
What do you have to say to the trans students on this campus who feel actively victimized by your presence here?
Life's tough. Get a helmet, man. I'm too pregnant for this. Next question.
Yes. Victimized by your presence here. What do you say to them? That's a great answer. Life's tough. Get a helmet, bitch. I couldn't have said it any better. Okay, finally, I got a couple left. Oh, we got a greatest hits. We have a Joe Biden greatest hits. We have, what's this article? Oh, I'm not going to go into that one, even though, because the governor of California appointing a Marylander to be in the Senate. But let's do this one. Here is a wait, where was I? Oh, we have a greatest hits post here. Just a reminder of who Joe Biden, when he could speak, is. Okay, this is Joe. A minute or 2 minutes of Joe Biden having some interesting opinions about life.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting.
By the way, this is about crime and interesting phenomenon going on right now, right? So Democrats and okay, the establishment, not just Democrats, but mostly Democrats. This giant crime wave that's going on right now, and this, the super police, defund the police movement or whatever, and all these cities where this crime waves are happening, because it's happening all over the country, because people are just being emboldened by the fact that they can just do whatever the fuck they want, and nobody's going to stop them. And if they do stop them, they're probably not going to be prosecuted to any extent of the law, which in turn gives the people in power, whoever they are at the time, the ability to solve another crisis. And many of my friends in the political sphere and Twitter's verse and shit like that are predicting that there's going to be a giant crackdown on crime over the next year, because, it's getting out of hand, and the people who are most likely to have enabled this, phenomenon are going to become the saviors by creating more Biden 96, 98, whatever-esque laws and policies to fix the crisis. So it's going to let them create, well, listen, imagine this Joe Biden on the screen and using his words to describe what is happening now. This Joe Biden, and could this Joe Biden be returning in the next month or so as we head into the election season? This Joe Biden right here.
Your son or daughter, or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society.
It doesn't matter if they're just stealing multiple TVs so they can have some bread.
It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society.
It doesn't matter enough if they're doing donuts with their stolen cars in the middle of your city.
The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister,
break into my car when I'm in San Francisco and steal everything I have,
beat up my wife, take on my sons. So
just punch me in the middle of the street for no apparent reason and kill the reporter who was on their side.
I don't want to ask.
I don't care. I don't want to know.
What made them do this?
It's not our fault for changing the laws so it's easier for them to do these things with impunity.
Must be taken off the street.
Oh, is this going to happen in the next year? You create a problem, now you're going to go and tackle it again, and we're going to have the military state? Oh no, they're going after corporations for global warming.
Unless we do something
about
that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of
breaking into stores and looting everything out of them on every whim.
Born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision,
Joe.
Any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized. They literally have not had
They've been socialized to know that they're not going to get in any trouble, even if they do get caught.
Opportunity. We should focus on them now. Not
yes, they're going to focus on them now. That's why they're hiring police and giving big bonuses for cops to join forces again.
Out of a liberal instinct for love, brother, and humanity, although I think that's a good instinct, but for simple, pragmatic reasons.
This is Joe Biden.
If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will.
What do you mean by they, Joe?
Will become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them.
No, it does mean you created them. It does. You've created the atmosphere.
Somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people.
They? Who are they, Joe? Who's they you talking about? Anyway, I just like that's happy day, Joe Biden. All right, guys. What's this last one? There's a story in PJ Media about Gavin Newsom choosing LaFonza Butler, the new senator from the state of Maryland, representing California. Now, here's the great point, though. And I'll condense this down into one sentence. Well, not me with one sentence. Good luck. But when the governor's office put this out here, Governor Gavin Newsom has selected LaFonza Butler to complete Senator Feinstein's term. A trusted advisor to VP Harris and leader of the nation's largest organization dedicated to electing women, Butler will make history as the first black lesbian to openly serve in Congress. Now, the point is, the one sentence point, it's two short sentences actually. This announcement shows you that it does not matter who the governor appointed, but what he appointed. Parse that out. Parse that out. Doesn't matter who he appointed, but what he appointed. He promised to appoint what, not who. All right, let's get into the Q&A real quick, and we're going to get out of here. The question in the Q&A was, who do you think is the biggest villain in the House Speaker story? So let's look at some of these answers, if there are any. Drop into the question section. Avocados Diabli, Savoir Faire, he is everywhere. Sure, why not? Select Boy says Nancy Pelosi is the villain. Somnambule Nation, Ilhan Omar is still the biggest villain. By the way, did you see when in that clip of Matt Gaetz speaking, did you watch Ilhan Omar? She was looking awfully thirsty looking at him. She was like licking her lips and looking at his behind and looking it up and down like she had the hots for Matt Gaetz. I didn't understand it. You know, there's a video out there somewhere. You'll be able to find it. Chris Kroll said a neutered Gingrich. Neutered Gingrich did? Well, I don't know. Maybe. Ty Alexander says the biggest villain, Ilhan Omar. She wants Gaetz to do a DNA test to prove he is her brother. Yeah, she was giving him the up and down, baby. She was like, look at that. I need to get me some of that. He looks like my brother. I need to get me some of that. Anyway, Mark Smart says, I think it was the system as a whole. Lord Stanhope, they assume Elon. Oh, that's they'll assume Elon will do it because Jack, what's his face? Jack did. Jack Dorsey. Okay, so that's it on that. And that's it for the question and answer day. And then finally, thank you. Biden become cognizant, donates a deuce, drops a deuce in the tip jar. Thank you very much for response to the show. Biden becomes cognizant. Let's see here. Biden becoming cognizant says, gonna put you all politically correct term for African Americans back in chains. Yeah. Hey, whip crack. Oh, nasty. That's right, boy. You flip me my cheeseburger, whip crack. I demand you smoke more fentanyl. Hey, I have no idea what that means, but thank you for response to the show. I can't believe I read that shit. But no, that's interesting. It's going to put you all back in chains. It's going to put you all, whatever your name, whatever we call you, it's going to put you all back in chains. See, that's some Biden, that is some Biden wisdom forever seared into the memory of all black folks that, because if you don't vote for him, you ain't black. So anyway, thank you for sponsoring the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for me to go. I appreciate all the support, the people sharing the stream, the people making donations, the people participating in the chat, and all of you who hit that like button, which if you haven't done so, why don't you do that right now? Because it looks like, it's pretty good ratio there. Anyway, thanks for being here. It is time for me to go. I got stuff to do and people to see. Thank you. Gotta go. My name's P-Dog Knight. Oh, and don't forget, I'm going to put the links in the chat and I'll update the descriptions. My name's P-Dog Knight and I'm out of here. Thank you. Bye. Hey, this is P-Dog Knight, and thank you for watching today on the P-Dog Knight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cash App, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm P-Dog Knight, and I'm out of here.